Welcome to another edition of Competitive Edge. I'm your host, Montel Williams, and on today's show, we'll learn more about cryptocurrency and what the hype is all about. We'll also meet folks behind cutting-edge lighting design, and later, legendary hip-hop superstar Trina is going to join us to tell us how she gained her competitive edge. Let's get started. Well, thanks so much for joining us on this edition of Competitive Edge. Hey, I'm Montel Williams, and today we're talking to our guests who are business people and also people who are individuals, just to let us know what has been their competitive edge to help them be so successful. And today, we're talking to a motivational speaker, serial entrepreneur, and CEO of CoinHost.io, Mr. Machen Mathews. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of the show today. Let's talk a little bit about you. Tell me a little about your childhood. Where'd you grow up?
I was born in Amarillo, Texas, and I grew up all over the southern United States. I traveled quite a bit with family, and then I took off from home really young at 13. I say pretty young. And I never really looked back. I did come down to South Texas and stay with my mom for a little bit, and then I took back up to Seattle, and I've been all over ever since.
And traveling all over, you had for a little while, you're a young bloomer. I mean, you got into a sobriety issue or an abuse issue when you were younger too, right?
It took a massive hold on my energy, my soul, just everything about it. It turns out that, alcoholism's like this genetic disease, and I had been predisposed to it, and I probably should have never been exposed to alcohol and all that, and when I did, I took off down that route. I actually spent several years drinking and trying to get sober, and drinking and trying to get sober.
Were you going to school at that time?
Yeah, I did. I actually got dual credit through University of Austin, wound up getting a diploma, but yeah, I went that route. I went the GED route, and I went back to college. I went to community college multiple times, and just the formal education thing just really wasn't working out for me the way that I had planned it.
So somewhere along the way, you got interested in cryptocurrency. Explain, how did that happen?
Well, back in, I believe it was 2011, the United States shut down poker. There was no more online gambling. And that's when my pops had told me about poker being shut down in the United States. He asked me if there was some way that we could do it online. And I'd already heard about cryptocurrency, which was really in its burgeoning just then. And so we took something which at the time had no real rules, no governance, no anything. It was kind of like playing poker for Skittles, and built a website that got into that, and that really exposed me with the ins and outs of how cryptocurrency works and how do we transact with it and stuff like that.
And that's how you created or came up with the idea for CoinHost, right?
Yeah, really the idea is, I spent a lifetime in infrastructure as a service, which is essentially like real estate for the internet. The internet needs places for like servers and power and bandwidth and all the components that make up the computers that allow us to have the internet. And because I had experience with that, I knew that the number one problem that they had in that industry was chargebacks. And just having that knowledge of that and the knowledge of cryptocurrency where there's no ability to do a chargeback, there's no centralized authority, so there's no refunds in essence. This also eliminates fraud by adopting cryptocurrency and creating a way for systems to automatically give people their domains or their websites when they just send a little bit of cryptocurrency. That really created this whole niche to where we're able to create a whole number of services that are available to entrepreneurs.
You learned all this on your own. I mean, you did go to college a little bit, but you picked up all of this on your own.
I don't think that it was me or that it was on me. I think like anyone, we have so many choices in life, every day what we choose to do. And in my 30s, I made that list and said what I wanted to accomplish. And part of that was what we could do with cryptocurrency. We're supporting a technology that can provide a solution that's a win-win-win. Cryptocurrency gives the everyday person the ability to have control over information. The ability to send money internationally and things like that is an industry of its own. And I look at certain companies like payment transmitters, and they make hundreds of millions of dollars in fees to third world countries. And that just really put me in a place where I went, there's got to be a better solution. And just taking part in cryptocurrency allows you to be part of the solution.
So you put together a pretty substantial business portfolio here by creating CoinHost, but you use some of what you gain by giving back, right? Giving back is a big part of your life. Talk to me a little bit about this. I guess you have a system where you make sure that you get to feed the homeless. How do you do this?
We do a $1 donation to the food bank. It's not much. It's $1 for every order that we get. But that one action allows me to know that everything I'm doing is much bigger than the business. When I realized that for $1 you can feed 7 people, that 7 meals is made from $1, it changed everything about the business model, everything that our employees represent and what we're getting out of bed for each and every day. And I think cryptocurrency in whole embodies that. We're looking for solutions to problems that had never been solved before. So when we look at things like global hunger or food security.
Are you planning on building a lot of other blockchain-based businesses?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. We've built dozens of blockchain-based businesses in the past several years, from the crypto sports betting casino world all the way to financial literacy and education, into technology and data management, things like we're a web host, and one thing that happens to people who have websites is they get hacked or they get taken down, or information gets stolen from them. And cryptocurrency can actually solve that problem through some really simple signatures and checks to make sure that the data was what it said it was a few minutes ago.
Right. Well, now, this show is all about the competitive edge. What do you think has been your competitive edge to really be as successful as you are?
By just having a mission greater than the commission. That belief comes before it all. If I believe that the mission is greater, if I believe that I can make it happen, if I believe that if we get up out of bed today, someone might place an order and that's going to feed 7 people. If I believe it, what is it? You can achieve it. All right?
Absolutely. Goodness, thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing with our audience, man. And we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to be talking to some folks about lighting solutions. You don't want to hear this, okay? We'll take a little break. DJ Epps, why don't you take us out of here, my brother?